In many parts of the world, effective and engaged communities are emerging. Thanks to community media, a form of communication that fosters partnerships, community development, and participation. In Kenya, this form of communication is taking a new dimension. The Kenya Community Media Network, CommNet, in partnership with the Commonwealth of Learning, has initiated a dynamic program to develop and operationalize a non-formal education and open distant learning program through community media.
We are here trying to partner with Mangelete community to be able to implement what we call the community learning program. A program which involves the local stakeholders, health workers and community groups to pass health messages in their priority area through community radio.
Based in Kibwezi, a remote district in eastern Kenya, this program, the Community Learning Program CLP, is an initiative of the Mangelete Community Radio.
Okay, singo kolani mapambano. Aya, asante.
Mangelete Radio is the first community radio station in Kenya, started by women groups in 2004 to empower women by giving them voice in development. Today, this community radio station commands the requisite social and institutional capacity to transmit programs such as CLP, courtesy of an organizational development process that was supported by the Commonwealth of Learning in 2008. A baseline assessment carried out in Kibwezi district revealed that HIV and AIDS is the leading health challenge in the community, and that this scourge affects and impacts on women in more fundamental ways than it does the rest of the society. In responding to this challenge, the community secured the support of the African Medical Research Foundation, AMREF, with whom a long-term intervention on health issues has been going on. AMREF's campaign on HIV/AIDS has been given a major boost by this program, and many of the community-based health workers trained by AMREF took advantage of the outreach capacity of Mangelete Radio to disseminate their messages. AMREF was selected to spearhead the community learning program with the support of various organizations and groups based in the district. CommNet organized a program-designed workshop in order to implement the CLP at Radio Mangelete in April 2010.
What happens if you don't change that behavior? The consequences. Which is a good behavior you want to adopt?
18 participants from AMREF Kenya, the District Health Office, the Community Social Development Office, Radio Mangelete, a community edutainment group, community health workers, Radio Maendeleo, and CommNet reflected on how best to facilitate this important program. The Ministry of Health, through the District Medical Officer, DMOH, AMREF Kenya, Kibwezi Program, community groups and other partners were upbeat about the possibility of ensuring that once the program is initiated, its sustainability will be guaranteed. It is at this forum that the stakeholders were trained on issues related to understanding behavior change, communication, developing issues, designing messages, the development and production of community-based radio programs on HIV/AIDS.
Also, it's important to teach about reproductive health. Let's say, like in our community, we've been having a lot of young girls becoming pregnant during that age, maybe even the early teenage years. So what is the problem there? The problem is, why are our teenage girls becoming pregnant?
A remarkable way of producing programs in partnership with the community and other stakeholders.
With COMNET's leadership, the stakeholders identified key community issues on HIV/AIDS, from which it developed the messages matrix and the program chart.
We are talking about the need for antenatal care. Yes. Antenatal care. So you have messages.
Imenye Wevange, Know Your Status, Plan Your Life, was crafted to be the name of the program.
You know you have to do something to know yourself. Then after knowing yourself, utajipanga.
Mtoto wako akiwa salama ni lazima nifanye hivi na vile. Kwa hivyo vile amejua anaanza kujitayarisha wakati wake wa kujifungua. Kwa hivyo hiyo inafaa
We are trying to involve the stakeholders now to give the name to the program, to identify the partners who will be in the program, but also you'll be able to come up with how the program now will be aired, including the formats and including the partnerships.
Through Radio Mangelete, Imenye Wevange has been blooming from transistor radios in every village in Kibwezi. The community health workers provide support to the learners while undertaking their household visits in the community.
Watu wamefurahia sana na wanaendelea na kukisikiliza, ambapo kimeleta manufaa kwao kwa sababu wamejua vile wanaweza kujikinga ili waweze kuwa na afya na waendelee na matumaini ya maisha yao.
The program development team, PDT, was drawn from the participants of the first workshop led by AMREF, and the representatives of the DMOH office have been looking at program quality, program timelines, and community responses and feedback.
We find that it's the women who come to the hospital to be tested during the antenatal checkups for the HIV test, which is not compulsory, but it's they're cancelled and they accept to have the test. From my practice and what I have seen, that most women who turn to be HIV positive, it is very difficult for them to get disclosed to their partners, their status.
Watu wanaingino, yani wanajua kitu lakini wako na ile hali ya ignorance ndani ya damu zao ama moyo wao. Hawashughuliki sana na hii mambo, wanaijua lakini hawataki kuiacha.
For Kenya Community Media Network, Imenye Wevange is a breakthrough. It is a culmination of several years of organizing, several years of advocacy, lobbying and training to institutionalize the community broadcasting sector as a third sector of broadcasting. Imenye Wevange is an example of the power of participation, the power of media programs determination by the needs of the community and implemented through a management structure controlled by the community.
Ndoto yao imefika. Wamefaulu. Tuseme kama kuna mambo ya afya. Ikiwa kuna shida mahali, na hii radio inaweza fikia watu ambao wako sehemu tofauti.
Accompanying this dynamic distant learning program was seed support from COL to COMNET, whose purpose was to assist the network to redefine and strengthen its mission, strategic objectives, and reorganize its administrative structures and functions so that it can be a better support institution to the emerging community media sector in Kenya, to which there is growing awareness. The strategic planning envisaged a COMNET that can drive the national community media movement and become a voice for social change in Kenya. The network hoped to bolster its role as a champion of the community communication sector so that initiatives such as one undertaken by Mangelete Radio could be popularized. Representation, capacity building, and policy advocacy for transformative social change in Kenya was marked as COMNET's principal function. Indeed, having laid out the priority areas in the development of community media in Kenya, COMNET set out immediately to undertake several projects to strengthen community media in Kenya.
It will have a very big impact, and it will also, the output of the program will be very great.
It is COMNET's new vigor that the second community participation workshop was organized at Mangelete with a follow-up one-day meeting of the program development team. The enthusiasm of the community health workers, CHWs, HIV support groups, Mangelete Community Integrated Development Program, and a cross-section of other stakeholders could not be gainsaid. Clearly, the impact of the program was evident. Further deepening on issues such as understanding the program, partnership development, support and engagement of the learners, program monitoring and evaluation, and reporting was undertaken.
We visited her yesterday, and although her radio was not functioning very well, she was very keen on listening to the radio and also the program that which we have been airing. So because of motivating her also and because of being a very good listener, we have now been able to give her a radio.
Today, these intermediary reference groups are able to effectively engage with the program listeners, the community members and households by offering learner support to receive feedback. The PDT meets fortnightly to listen and approve 2 recorded programs and also plan for the next 2 programs. Producers from Radio Mangelete carry out the interviews and the practical production of the program.
We have been able to record some programs of them. Now participate as a pilot, we do test this before we meet the group to be able to feedback listening to the programs.
Each program is 20 minutes and is aired on a weekly.
Inafaa tumie hii redio kwa matangazo.
During the airing of the program, the community health workers, representatives of Mangelete Community Integrated Program, MCIDP, and the HIV/AIDS support group then visit the learners in their households and groups. Learners' feedback and the learning process is exchanged during a feedback meeting for the CHWs, which takes place every Thursday at the local health center. This feedback from the learners is incorporated into the program's chart to produce the next programs. With support from the various stakeholders, community health workers are able to visit approximately 5,000 people in Mangelete sub-location every month.
I think this program can be bridge between the community and the stakeholders, because it reaches many people at once.
The CLP experience in Kibwezi district is slowly taking shape. Despite its success, there have been a few challenges. The community and partners have not yet fully grasped the concept and the practice of community learning program. The fact that for a long time the community has depended on donors and expectations of payment for services by most of the community health workers posed a serious challenge. The struggle by the local organization to each own and claim credit for the program almost derailed the aspirations of the program. This had everything to do with the fact that the local organizations aspired to raise their profile and use this to find funding for their programs. COMNET emphasized that it is the community that should own the programs as listeners and also learners. In order to overcome these challenges, COMNET will continue to monitor and mentor the CLP practice and experience in Kibwezi district.
People now have come up and they have tried to see the experts. They were about the programs. They have also talked to nurses. They have also called the programs producers, and they were being directed in which way they can go and be helped.
The power of community media in the enhancement of community development through the example of the community learning in Kibwezi district is taking effect in Kenya.
One strategy is to make sure the community workers have increased their households to reach many or more people. The other strategy is we have decided to see how we can make a program over the radio for people calling in and trying to inform the community announcer how they have benefited from the community, the program, and what do they want the program to be increased or added.
Kwa watu wananiambia kipindi wametupokea kwa njia inaofaa tena kinawapendeza. Wanachouliza wanasema kipindi kiwezekana kiongezewe muda ili waweze kupata ufahamu zaidi.
The experience is set to further ground community radio as a tool that should be fully operated by the community for the community to serve its best interests.
Waliobeba virusi tukawapende, na tena waliobeba virusi tukawapende, na Mungu Baba ataweza kutubariki kwa sababu ya ukarimu, ataweza kutubariki kwa sababu ya ukarimu. Dada, amkeni dada na mama, twende tuwapate maendeleo. Dada, amkeni dada, baba na mama, njoni twende tukaseme